There's one task I absolutely hate doing in my workshop: sharpening my chisels and the blades from my hand planes. Welcome to my workshop. You are watching Casual DIY channel, and hopefully I'm going to show you a jig you can buy on Banggood that will help you with those tasks if you are like me. I hate sharpening these and I avoid it at all cost. So today, yes, another video about tools from China, mainly from Banggood. And the name of the brand of this kit, it's Mohoo or Mohoo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but all the details and links to these products you'll find in the description down below. Now, there is something really bad and a little bit scammy, in my opinion, when it comes to this product, but I'm going to tell you that in just a second. First of all, I want to show you how it arrived to my doorstep and what actually we are getting in the system. Now, we are getting two boxes, okay? The smaller one, you get the honing guide and the sharpening angle gauge, okay? So we can establish what angle is the bevel on your chisel or hand plane blade or anything else you want to sharpen. And you've got an Allen key as well. I'm going to show you why you've got that in a few seconds. Now, straight out of the box, I actually had a bit of a problem with this honing guide, as I could not move both of them apart from each other, okay? I think there was a bit of residue or glue or something, and they were just stuck together. So please be aware of that. You may need a bit of force to actually move them apart. Now, the second box comes with the sharpening angle fixture, okay? It's really nicely made, quite heavy duty, and it is actually quite heavy, okay? You've got a stop pin, you've got some screws, an Allen key. You can mount this on your workbench or have a separate work area for this. So this will help you to establish the angle on your chisels and on your hand planes with conjunction of the honing bit. Now, you would think to yourself that both of these should actually come together as one system. And here we are getting to the scammy part of this tool set. When you go to the website or your application on your phone on Banggood, the first thing you notice on this system is the photos, and they do show both of them together, okay? So you may think to yourself, and to be absolutely honest with you, I did, that it is a set, that it does come together. Especially when I had a look at the price, it was 30 odd British pounds, so I thought to myself, this is a very good deal. To my surprise, it is not. This is part A, okay, the honing guide, and the sharpening angle fixture is part B, and they come separate. And this is about, I think, 35 or 36 British pounds. So you have to be aware of that to get the whole system, you need to buy part A and part B. And initially, it's actually not that obvious. It's quite hard to find that information. So this is one thing that you need to be aware of. And to be absolutely honest with you, I really didn't like that. I didn't like that even more because this is a really good set. The quality of all the parts are very, very good. Everything is machined perfectly. It looks really nice. And me, as a person who hates sharpening, and I'm honestly not very good at it, I can actually get very good results with this jig. So if you're a beginner or don't want to waste time and effort on sharpening your tools, this could be a very good jig. Okay, so how the whole system actually works? Well, let's set up everything up. First of all, the sharpening angle gauge. Okay, so we need to establish what is the angle on our chisel or our plane blade or anything else you want to sharpen. Well, the standard is usually 25 degrees. I do have a bit of wiggle here. Let's try 30 degrees. Yeah, 30 degrees, absolutely perfect, no wiggle at all. Now it's time for the sharpening angle fixture. Okay, we are looking for the 30-degree mark, which is just over here. We do have this stop pin as well, so let's just move this to the 30 degrees. Let's whack the positive stop pin. Okay, that's engaged. We can now tighten this up. At the back you just got like a T-stop, so everything's nice and tight. That is not moving. Now it's time for the honing base. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to place the jig on top, just over here. Make sure it goes against that lip, so you do have a lip over here. Make sure it's steadily against that. And on the honing jig, as you can see, we've got this little lip on both sides, and on those little shelves our blade from the chisel will rest. So we need to put our chisel in. You do have a screw just over here to tighten both of the parts together, and we're gonna rest our chisel on top of those little shelves and push the chisel against that stop block just over here, and then tighten this up, and that's locked in place in the correct angle for the 30 degrees. So as you can see, the whole setup is ever so simple and quick, no messing around. Now I do actually have a honing jig with my set of chisels, but I absolutely hate this. Okay, and the reason for that, you've got the wheel just in the middle, and if I'm sharpening something that's a little bit wider, is just not going straight, and I'm putting bevels and different angles on my chisels, and it's absolutely all over the place, right? For me, you know, I don't have a steady hand, and this is absolutely pants. Whereas with this honing jig, you've got rollers on both sides, okay? And there's no potential for any wobble left to right. It is nice, smooth and straight motion. And therefore, I like this solution a lot. If you've got something that's a little bit wider, like this white chisel, or for example, a plain blade, the wheels are outside of the perimeter of my stone. Tell you what, no issues with that. We can actually swap these wheels around. Let me show you. And now with both of them in the middle, there's no issues, and we've got full support on the stone again, even with a wide blade like this. Now I don't have any fancy setup here, guys. I've got a diamond stone 400 grit, so it's very coarse. So if there's something really wrong with the chisel, I'm gonna hit it with that. Then 1000. After that, I'm gonna go to the whetstones. The top one is 3000, the bottom one is 8000, and then at the end I've got the strop. I'm only using water for the whole sharpening process. If you are as well, please remember to later on wash your stones and make sure they are super dry. Same with the chisels as well. Okay, we got to this stage. Now it's time to move on to the whetstones. 3000 first. And now we're going to switch over to the 8000. It's starting to look like a mirror. We managed to get a really nice bevel on the chisel. However, we created a bit of a wire edge at the bottom. So I'm going to take the chisel out of the jig itself, and on the 8000 grit, add a bit of water, lay my chisel flat, and we're just going to go a couple of strokes front and back to remove that. And now I'm going to head over to my leather strop for the final finish. at the back as well. Now, if you wanted to, you can add the micro bevel on the strop itself or with the jig with the sharpening angle fixture and go back and do it on the 8000 grit stone. However, as I said, I don't actually need or like that. I'm just going as is. And check this out. Mirror finish on your chisel. And it is bloody sharp. Let's have a look how sharp it is. Well, that's definitely sharp enough in my books. I'm definitely not a pro when it comes to sharpening chisels. However, the results I've got, they are good enough for me and for my needs. And thanks to this jig, I was able to do it quickly and easily. You can set it up really easily and use it straight away. And that's really important for me. I don't want to have an additional hassle of setting my setup. I don't have to concentrate to make sure I've got the correct bevel. Thanks to the jig, thanks to the honing jig, I can go through the stages and have my chisel sharpened up to good enough level for me in no time at all. Now, one thing that worries me a little bit when it comes to this jig is that the wheels themselves, the supports there, will probably get damaged over time. However, with the amount of use they will have from me, that's going to be probably a long time. And on top of it, the schemy way of actually selling this kit as two separate things, I don't like that either. However, the kit itself as is actually quite good, and on a face value I would recommend you that. And even more so if you can get it on some sort of an offer, especially heading into Christmas. So if you are thinking of buying this kit, the link will be down below in the description of this video. And please be mindful, if you do want the whole package, there's part A and part B. Part A is the honing part and part B is the sharpening angle fixture. So that's my presentation on this jig. If you want to find out any more information, you know where the comment section is. However, don't go just yet. I've got some really cool playlists here with my other videos. So click on those and maybe you'll find your next video to watch. Hopefully, I'll see you on one of my videos there. Take care.